The adventure's about to begin. Colonel, are you excited?
Can't wait.
Woohoo! Let's roll, buddy. I learn something new on the river every day.
Woo! Hey, it's story time here.
Colonel, did we just drive 10 hours to float down a river?
I think we did.
Awesome tree house. Absolutely gorgeous day on the river. Look at that. Oh wow, buddy. This is gonna be awesome. All right, we are ready to put in. We are so excited to get out in the water. A few more minutes and the adventure will begin. All right guys, we are here at Zigzag Landing in South Carolina, just about 40-50 miles away from Charleston, so not too far from the beach, Edisto Beach. But we are planning to hit about 50 some miles on the Edisto River. We're very appreciative to Edisto River Adventures for being our shuttle service today. I'd like to introduce you to Earl, the owner.
What's up guys, Earl Johnston, owner of Edisto River Adventures. Had an awesome opportunity to meet Jason and Anthony from Ohio. They'll be embarking here shortly on a 53-mile paddle from here back down to my part of the river near Givans Ferry State Park. So you can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, website. Check us out.
Special thanks to Earl from Edisto River Adventures hooking us up. Be sure to check him out if you're ever in South Carolina. Very knowledgeable about the Edisto River. Gave us some wonderful maps to help us along our way. Be sure to check out the Edisto River. It's going to be awesome. It's cold!
There it is.
We put in at Zigzag, like I said earlier, and it's approximately mile marker 114. And back down to Earl's place at Edisto River Adventures is approximately mile 57. So that gives you an idea what kind of mileage we're doing. Low to mid 50s, I think. So we got 3 nights, 4 days, 3.5 days to get this done. We do have maps downloaded on Motion X GPS on my cell phone, and he gave us a pretty nice waterproof map to take along with us so we know where we're at all times. Colonel, how are you enjoying the Edisto River so far?
This is a beautiful river.
We found out today from Earl that we're at 6.8 feet, which is just a foot or two above average. So we're not flooded, but we're not high water either. It's just slightly high. As you can see down here in South Carolina, in mid-November, there's still a lot of leaves on the trees. We were so worried we're going to have a bad river. I mean, we chose this river sight unseen, except for a few YouTube videos. But we lucked out. This is really nice. Yes, we're getting sprinkled on lightly. We have a little... Oh, look out!
I love how you say that.
Oh man, this is so nice and relaxing. Here in a few moments, I will share the story of how we came to be on the Edisto River. It was not our first choice. It ended up being a good choice, but not our first choice. We'll tell you all about it here shortly. Stay tuned. Oh man, 68 degrees South Carolina sun, buddy. So we just entered our first oxbow, and I was not familiar with that term until we heard from Earl about what they are on the Edisto River. And you have to decide whether you're going to go right or left, as it creates a circle in the river, and you can go either way to get back to the main river. And we chose right. I hope it's the right way. You could go left or right, obviously, and they both looked equally wide and equal distance back to the main river. We got partly sunny skies, mostly sunny skies, partly cloudy. And tupelo trees everywhere. We did find out about alligators. There are no alligators, most likely, on the upper Edisto River. You need to go on the lower Edisto River. The last 30 to 50 miles, you will start seeing alligators down near Edisto Beach in the swamp lands and where the river gets tidal. The tide affects the river. And that's where the alligators are. But he said it is possible to see an alligator up here. Just very unlikely. And they're going to be very skittish. So I don't think we have anything to worry about. It's almost 4 o'clock and we're starting to look for campsites. We got out once. Really surprised that there's no established campsites at all. I just about got sucked under. Holy mackerel. Oh, that was so close.
Oh my goodness.
Did you see that? Right there, man. I almost got sucked into that. All right, so we got to find a place to camp here real soon. Well, we got an hour and a half of daylight, but we'd like to set up camp before the sun goes down to enjoy our evening a little bit. So we're open to anything that we find from here on out. Well, here we are again, 4:45. And we have not found a place to camp yet. We are like scouring the banks left and right. Desperate to find a place to camp because we know it's gonna be pitch black in less than 1 hour. So there is absolutely nowhere to camp right now. We got boggy marsh on both sides of us. There's nowhere to camp. Nowhere. So we're like 15 minutes away from having to make a desperate situation work. So we're getting sprinkled on a little bit. Not real bad, but definitely hope it doesn't get any harder. It's supposed to pass pretty quickly here, but definitely makes it less enjoyable to hang out around the fire when it's sprinkling. Just enjoying a little bit of my beef stroganoff tonight. Had some sardines, some miso soup, and a salmon stick, like a salmon bar that I got at Whole Foods. It was all pretty good stuff tonight for dinner. Well, I think we're gonna sit around and enjoy the fire here a little bit and then probably turn in a little early because of the rain. But make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow because we're gonna be interviewing the Colonel and finding out the real story that was missed on the Mad River. And it's just for you, David. So stay tuned.
My worst backpacking trip ever. I actually filmed it. I have it here. We're going to reference that video, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely a video that if you've seen before, needs more explanation.
We drove 10 hours and went kayaking down a river to sit around a fire and watch Bryce Newbold's worst backpacking disaster. This is good stuff, man.
Yeah. Wrong, what I should have did, what I shouldn't have done, and yeah, it's going to be a little fun talk today.
Good morning. The first night in my new Cuban fiber tent went pretty well. Had some light rain overnight and about 55 degrees, so pretty comfortable. Let's go stoke the fire and get some breakfast going. I see some smoke over there still, so hopefully we got some hot coals. Well, we're going to try out some of this tannin colored water for our coffee.
Are you?
Yeah. Well, day has broke here at camp. Fortunately, I had some nice coals down there to get stoked up. Got the fire going pretty easily. I'm dying for a cup of coffee, so cup number one's down there getting going. The Colonel is up and at 'em, slowly but surely. I think he's got his entire tent packed up and ready to go inside. I haven't touched a thing. Oh, let's go take a look at these tents here a little closer. All right, so what kind of tent you got here? Does it have a name?
Ozark Trail.
This is the Walmart special Ozark Trail.
Yep.
Not bad for as cheap as it is, for sure. So this is considered a 3-man tent, but most comfortably 2, right?
2, yeah.
Well, if you're the Colonel, most comfortably 1. Because a second person would not be able to live through the night. with this snoring monster right here. More on that later. So here is the Z-Packs Duplex Camo tent. First time setting it up last night in half darkness, and it looks pretty good. Oh wow, I got standing water 2 feet from my tent. So I really like this tent. So you can see how close we are to the water. If it would rain last night, this water right here probably would have flooded us out. All around us is like the remnants of the high water, and we're on this little high knoll here, whatever you want to call it, with the main river 20 yards away. And our kayaks are parked right there. Well, we're beginning to start the breakdown process so we can get back on the river. We're making good time. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. We got breakfast done. The Colonel's over here trying to figure out how he's going to pack his brand new kayak, which we will show you here in a little bit in more detail. But for now, we'll just give you a distant shot here of the Colonel working hard on filling the belly of this new kayak. Is that what you call it?
Sure.
The under storage? I don't know. But all of his equipment will fit underneath, inside the hull, I guess you'd say, of the kayak. Mine's just a simple Pelican sit inside, so all my stuff's just stacked up on top the back of the kayak. So yeah, this campsite worked out pretty good. It wasn't ideal, but you know, we were coming into the darkness last night and had to find a place quick. It looks like today we're going to have partly cloudy skies is what I'm guessing. I can see some blue sky up above. River's flowing good, about 2.5, 3 miles an hour, I'd say. Every bit of that. And we're hoping for some nice sunny warm weather. Hopefully the forecast will be right today and be about 67. Is that what they're calling for?
Yes, sir.
67 degrees. That's pretty nice. 67 in sun. Yep. That's just about warm enough to take a little ride on a rope swing. So stay tuned. We'll see if we find one. All right, Colonel is riding the new Field and Stream Eagle Talon. Pretty nice. What would you consider this? A mid-level, mid-entry-level kayak?
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, it's no $1,000 kayak or $2,000 kayak, but
no.
You know, they're not cheap little Arubas or what are they called? Sunfish, sun dolphins, or pelicans like mine. But this is pretty nice. It's a 12-footer. Love the camo collar. And where'd you pick this up at?
Dick's.
Dick's Sporting Goods in Columbus. Nice. All right, let's get this thing back out in the water and see how she performs today. That is beautiful. All right, we are on the river for day 2, and it is turning out to be a beautiful day because of that right there. Feels like it's already 60-some degrees, wouldn't you say, Colonel?
I'd say at least 60.
Yeah, and we're heading for, it might be mid-50s, but the sun's out, and we're supposed to hit upper 60s today, so it looks like it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day on the river.
Let go!
How's the Eagle Talon go? What a glorious day out here on the Edisto River. 10 o'clock in the morning, full sunshine. Still in the 60s, but warm enough to have my shirt off. Colonel, what do you think of this weather?
Beautiful.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered, right?
It is.
It's a beautiful, leisurely float. Well, we just found a nice little spot to get off the river here. Check this out behind me. Been a beautiful place to camp last night if we would have made it down this far. Looks like an egret. We just pulled out here a few minutes ago to have a quick lunch and check out this beautiful spot that we thought was private property, but it says authorized amenity food plot campsite, Plum Creek. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's public or private, but man, it's got a nice fire pit and some firewood and a grill rack, and check out this little building. It even comes with a trumpet. I'll have to try this out. Make sure there's no spiders inside. If it was about 2 or 3 hours later, this is where we'd be staying tonight for sure. So we're hopeful we'll find another spot just like this in a couple hours. All right, my water's boiling. Gonna have some Whole Foods ramens with no MSG. And got my tortilla, string cheese, and some buffalo style tuna creations.
The water's gonna take me this way.
A lot of people have been hanging out here over the years. I'm surprised that thing's still standing.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't see the end of that thing. It goes deep into the woods. Check out this cool tree house. That's pretty awesome. Built right into the trees. It'd be a fun place to camp. Another awesome tree house with a deck underneath it. This isn't really a tree house. This is more of a little cabin on stilts in the woods called Up the Creek. That's beautiful. But there's the fire pit right there in the water, so it definitely tells you that the water level's up quite a bit. What a neat place. I wonder if we catch a fish, how are we gonna cook it? Oh, what's this? Someone left us a skillet in a tree. Dang it, Colonel, why can't we find a place like this?
Dang it, Colonel!
It's 2 o'clock, but it's too early to stop. But check this out. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for a place with some cover, a picnic table, and firewood. All right, well, we got at least a couple miles to go, so let's get back on the river and find us a place like that. Holy mackerel! That explains the bombs we heard this morning.
Yeah.
Well, things are going pretty good. We're coming up on I-95. Pretty busy highway. And I don't see any rope swings. I could go jump off the bridge and do a gainer. I think we're plenty deep. You ready to see a gainer off the bridge, Colonel?
I'm ready.
Woo! Can you believe it? We didn't have time to do an interview about the Colonel tonight.
Oh no!
Oh man, I can't even see you.
Colonel's a mysterious fellow.
So here's the Colonel enjoying his mountain house spaghetti and meatballs. What do you think of that, buddy?
Pretty good. It's I think we did too much water actually.
Oh, a little too soupy.
Bit wet.
I got Nor rice sides in a empty mountain house bag. It's not beef stroganoff. It's broccoli and cheese, like macaroni. So This sounds really runny. I probably put too much water in it, but we'll see how it looks here in a little bit. Worst case scenario, we have a pizza coming tonight.
That is true.
Should we talk about how this came about?
Good old Earl. That's
So,
you
yeah.
met yesterday.
So we're sitting around our campfire, and it's dusk. The sun has just set, and it was starting to get a little bit dark. And a fella came over and talked to me that I met up in the
Park office.
up at the park office from Bluffton, Ohio. So, I mean, basically my neighbor, and my battery's flashing dead. Are you kidding me? So I'm talking to this husband and wife from Bluffton, Ohio that's on their way back home from Florida, and they have been on the Mad River, and they have skied at Mad River Mountain, and they just happen to be here on their way home from Florida camping at Cullerton State Park where we're at. So it was so crazy. What a small world. And while we were here talking to him, he actually came down and visited us at our campsite and was talking about how he's been section hiking the Appalachian Trail for 8 years, and he only has 1,000 miles to go. Is that what he said? 800. Oh, 500?
5 something.
Yeah, 500 and some miles to go before he finishes the Appalachian Trail. So that was pretty cool. And while we were talking to him, Earl stopped by from Edisto at River Adventures because he's going to a meeting with the park officer at the park office tonight, and he's going to bring us a pizza. We think he's going to try to bring us a pizza here in a couple hours.
Okay.
So we're hopeful, right?
We love you, Earl.
We love you, Earl. Thanks, Earl, man. You're the best.
Nothing.
Oh no, here.
No, dude, it's only $5.50.
What? We got pizza delivery at the campground. Little Caesars, hot and ready.
Hot and ready.
All right, man.
Awesome, right?
All right, thanks, Earl, man.
Yeah,
we'll appreciate it.
Yes, sir, bud.
Wow, this is gonna hit the
thank you very
spot.
much.
Yeah, man.
So Earl from Edisto River Adventures just brought us this delicious, hot and ready Little Caesars pizza on the house. What are the chances, man? We thought we were going to be paying for pizza, and here we go, get a free pizza from Edisto River Adventures, man. You can't beat that. Thanks, Earl. Real appreciate it. It's awesome. Well, day 2 is coming to a close. We had a great day on the river today. Unfortunately, we ran out of time to do the Colonel interview tonight, so maybe it's going to have to happen tomorrow night. I think we're ready to call it a night. It's only 8:30, but man, it gets dark so early this time of year that by the time 8:30 rolls around, it's like time for bed. What else do? You know, you sit around a fire and try to keep it going, I guess. But we got about 20 some miles. What do you think, Colonel?
24?
23, 25 miles tomorrow to get back to Edisto River Adventures where Earl lives, or where Earl's business is. I don't know if we're going to make it, but we're going to attempt it. If we don't, we'll have a third night on the river. If we do make it in time, we'll probably start heading home and camp out somewhere on the way home. So that's the plan. We're going to call it a night here tonight, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning here at Cullerton State Park. We are just about packed up. We've enjoyed our cup of coffee and our breakfast, and Colonel was able to get the Chinese puzzle figured out and packed up in his dry bag. And the plan for today is to try to hit about all 25 miles that we have left to make it down to Edisto River Adventures. And if we make it there in time before dark, we're going to head on out maybe an hour or two down the road and stay at another state park somewhere or a primitive campground. If we don't make it, obviously we're going to be camping out a few miles from the end today. So we'll just see how today goes and how the river flows. For breakfast today was oatmeal with dehydrated apples and cranberries. So good. Adding the apples and cranberries just makes the oatmeal so much more enjoyable for me, and it adds a little bit of fruit and fiber. So here's the couple from Bluffton, Ohio that we met last night. Guys, have a safe trip back to Ohio. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Nice talking to you.
We are back on the river, and as you can see behind me, we're a little... Oh, are you kidding me?
What happened? No.
I just finished them off. There's the nose piece. Oh. Well, as I was saying, as you can see behind me, it's a little overcast today, so I guess I'm not going to need my sunglasses after all. Dang it, Colonel.
You got that on video.
So today, it's finally going to happen. We are going to learn how the Colonel became known as the Colonel. So, Colonel, how did you ever come up with the name the Colonel? I know the viewers are dying to know.
Yeah, well, it's high school.
Okay.
Some friends, I showed chickens, they started calling me the Colonel, like Colonel Sanders.
Ah.
Kind of stuck. I kind of think they were doing it to make fun of me at first, but everybody just seemed to like the Colonel. So sometimes Colonel talks about himself in the third person.
Yeah, I've gathered that.
That's just, you know, one of his idiosyncrasies.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is the Colonel is kind of a play on Colonel Sanders.
Right, yeah.
Because of showing
All the
chickens.
Chickens I showed in 4-H and FFA.
Okay. It all is coming together now.
All comes together.
So a very obvious question I have for you, Colonel, is how did you get into kayaking in the first place?
Man, it was, I thought about it for 2 years. And never really researched much. And then this past spring of 18, I decided I really wanted one. I sent you an 11 p.m. email. Hey, let's think about kayaking. And you responded that you actually had thought about it. And I think the selling point I told you in the email was it will be like hiking with your arms.
Oh, yeah. I do recall that. And you're right. I was thinking about getting into kayaking. And you were kind of debating between sit in and sit on top.
That's
kayaks.
Right. Yes. And I went sit in.
Yeah, you went sit in. And what persuaded you or convinced you to go sit in?
Cleanliness, you know, getting in and out a lot on rivers. I didn't want to track mud in and have to always keep washing out the sit in. I didn't want wasp nest or spiders stuck in it.
Yeah, good point. I'm lucky I didn't get spiders and wasps up in there.
Tonight. Yeah. So yeah, I went sit in, and I like it. It's a nice stable kayak. It's got plenty of. I think it's just as stable as a sit in to sit on.
So I know that you started with the battleship. Who made the battleship?
Who?
You don't remember?
Eviron.
Oh, okay.
And this is something with an E.
Okay.
They own several different brands of kayak, including like Sun Dolphin as a.
Oh, okay. But why'd you get rid of the battleship and go with the Eagle Talon here?
She sprung a leak on me. So.
Well, why did it spring a leak?
Not long after our Mad River trip, when we were doing the reenactment video, I saw the inside was filling up with water. I kept listing one way or the other, right or left. I couldn't sit straight, and I opened up my hatch, and it was full of water.
Wow.
And, I said, boy. The manufacturer, as new as it was, offered to send a free repair kit, or I could return it to Dunham's where I bought it.
Okay, man, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, it was the easiest.
And I think you made the right choice. This is a...
Now I got the Field and Stream Eagle Talon.
Yep.
I would say this one tracks better than the battleship.
Okay.
When you're oaring real fast, paddling real fast, this one doesn't dart near as much.
And it's a 12-footer.
It's a 12-footer, just like the battleship was a 12.
Okay.
You know, but like I said, it was a nice kayak while it lasted.
And it obviously has a nice cargo hold area because I don't even see any supplies up on top. You have it all down in the hold area.
You got the hatch up front, you got one here, and you can just start shoving stuff back. It holds
Nice.
quite a bit. So I know I brought way too much gear on this trip.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Yeah.
How long have you been married, and how many kids you got?
I've been married for 16 years to my wife Charity. I've got 2 kids, Kinsey 11 and Angelo 7.
All right. And your new kayak handle is Millennial Kayaker?
No,
You just made the Generation X. The best generation.
Oh, generation. Like 3 years I made it.
Yeah, I know. Harold thinks he's a Generation Xer, but sorry, Harold, you're a old millennial.
He's the original millennial. Which his birthday is today. Happy birthday, Harold.
Happy birthday, Harold. We are here in South Carolina And how did that transpire? I mean, why are we down here in South Carolina?
Boy, we was originally going to Georgia, to Baconton, Georgia to Bainbridge, and the flooding, the Flint River is way too high. So the lady that was going to shuttle us at the Flint River said no, it was way too dangerous for anybody to be on the water. So that made our decision to look elsewhere for rivers, and we ended up here in South Carolina.
And it turned out to be a great option, a great choice.
No regrets whatsoever. I mean, I've never been to the Flint.
So to elaborate a little bit on how we ended up in South Carolina rather than Georgia, we knew we wanted to be somewhere warm. Obviously in Ohio, the air temperature's like in the 30s and the water temperature's probably in the 40s, and it would not have been very fun. We wanted to go somewhere warm. We originally had Georgia, southern Georgia picked out because we knew it was going to be in the high 60s, low 70s and full sunshine for the whole week. But like the Colonel said, the river was way too high. It was almost at flood stage, so we had to start searching elsewhere. And we came across the Edisto River here in South Carolina, and the weather was pretty nice here. Today, you know, it's a little overcast, but it's still warm. And we actually looked at probably 3 or 4 rivers in South Carolina and even a couple in Tennessee, but the Tennessee area had no one that was still open for the season. Everybody was closed down for the season. So we came across good old Earl from Edisto River Adventures, and man, he hooked us up. What a cool guy. We really appreciate his shuttle service here on the Edisto River. It helped us out a lot, and just very happy we were still able to make this trip happen. Well, I've passed up probably 4, 5, 6 rope swings. None of the rope swings that we passed met my standards though. I didn't want to do some podunk 12 to 15 foot high rope swing that I wouldn't even have enough room to do a backflip on. Come on. It's got to be minimum 30 feet high up to 50 feet high. And Colonel keeps making fun of me because I'm not stopping to do these rope swings that I supposedly love to do. But man, this water temperature is like 53 to 55. I might get hypothermic today. I don't know. It's still a possibility, but very unlikely with the cloudy temperatures today. We'll see. There is one huge rope swing supposedly coming up near the end. If it warms up a little bit, I may consider doing that one. What's the percentage chance I'll be doing a rope swing today?
I'm confused now because your standard of rope swing varies on the river. So the Mad River is any rope swing.
Okay, that's because it was 80 degrees.
Oh. I would say if you've seen the perfect rope swing, you're going to have that urge, that desire. You're going to say, oh man, I want to do it. But then you're going to be like, oh, the water. I don't know. I would say do it.
Okay. We will see. Check out this bird. What the heck's it doing? It won't even move. We thought it was an owl. I think it's just one of those like egret birds or something. Huh. I cannot believe this thing hasn't even moved. I mean, he's slightly swaying. Now, I don't know what kind of bird that is. Some kind of egret or something. Huh.
Bonk. 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 Bonk.
Dang it, Colonel, it's sprinkling. Can't you get the forecast right? You're as bad as frozen on the Laurel Highlands Trail. Sheesh. That tree behind me would be the perfect tree to do a backflip off of. Or a front flip, if that's your thing. We got a real pretty stretch of river right here. A lot of vacation homes. Well, we're just a few miles away from Givens State Park. That's where we're going to stop and take a break, have some lunch, use the restroom, and stretch the old legs a little bit, and then make our final 3 to 4 mile push down to Earl's at Edisto River Adventures. Oh! All right, guys, this is the moment of truth. Should we tell them what it is?
I think we should.
Let's put it in the camera view. Oh, there it is. What's that right there? Oh, what is it? Oh, how high is it?
That is at least the 50-foot minimum.
No, it's not the 50-foot minimum, maybe 30. Colonel, I just don't think I can handle the 53-degree water.
I think we need to.
If Colonel
agrees, to talk about this. If
Colonel agrees to start me a fire, get my quilt out, and be ready to warm me up,
ready to start a fire with my propane stove.
Oh gosh, I'm torn, man. Look at this. This is a beauty. Man, that is a beast of a rope swing. Oh, I just don't want to be cold for the next couple hours.
You're going to take your shirt off. You'll be fine. You'll have a dry clothes.
It's freezing. The water's so cold. I'm telling you, this water is close to 50 degrees.
It's 50.
I might go into shock.
Not a 55. Google it.
What kind of shock is that called? Hypothermic shock. I gotta admit, I might be too chicken to do this. Not because of the rope swing, but because of the cold.
700 people survived the Titanic sinking. And freezing temperatures.
Oh, man.
700 people.
We'll talk about this a little bit more. We'll be right back. I'm already shivering. The air temperature, according to Colonel, is 64 degrees. I don't believe that. I believe it's about 58, 59. And the water temperature is low 50s. The problem is, I gotta go out there in the water and swim to get the rope in. That's what I'm not looking forward to. Okay, we're rolling.
So my kayak's not in the way of that shot. Okay. Oh, you can have an oar and grab it by now. Ah! Yes!
Oh, let's go. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we are November backflipping. You have never done a November backflip, have you?
Okay, my feet have to be here, and I gotta hold there.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Edisto River rope swing, 2018. Edisto River rope swing, 2018, buddy. Woo! Woo! Oh, there comes the Colonel.
No regrets. That was a good deal.
Oh, I'm glad I did it.
And you didn't lose your broken glasses.
Yep. I'm not as cold as I thought I'd be, and I'm kind of ashamed that I was so chicken to do it, but man, does that feel good. So glad I did the rope swing. That is a must on every river from here on out. I have to do a rope swing. And I know there's rope swings on the Flint River.
Yeah.
For sure. We're going to find them on the Ausable River next fall.
2019.
2019, Ausable River, baby. All right, I just heard it straight from the Colonel's mouth. That 2019, the rope swing is going to happen for Colonel. One way or another, somewhere, somehow, we got to hold the Colonel accountable. 2019, baby.
It'll
happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yep.
For the record.
It may not be graceful, but it'll happen.
For the record, you heard it right here from the Colonel himself.
Yep.
2019 rope swing.
Stay tuned.
It will be epic. Well, we are approaching the final 2 to 3 miles. And this is the slow moving body of water that Earl was telling us about. But man, is it beautiful. Look at the reflection right there. Look out! It's Colonel! So for the last half mile, Colonel and I thought this was a double kayak with 2 fishermen. But now that we're closer, we realize it's a dock with 2 posts. But I do hear some people talking up ahead. There has just not been anybody on this river. It has been so calm and quiet. I know it's because it's a weekday, but there is just no one out here. If you want peace and quiet in a lovely river, the Edisto River is where it's at, baby. Now that is a nice beach. This is the first beach we've seen along the way. We have arrived at Edisto River Adventures. Here it is. There's my truck, right there. Wait till you see this awesome beach he has up here. 25 miles today. This place is awesome looking. This is our stopping point right here. This is where it all began. Well, we have returned to Edisto River Adventures. An awesome volleyball court. I mean, this is just like party central. Some of his kayaks. I imagine he has all his tubes up in there, and there's some of his paddle boards. Got a beautiful place for a fire. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us on our Edisto River adventure. We had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it. We appreciate you watching. Until next time, I'm Jason Wish. This is the Colonel, wishing you a great time on your next river adventure. Colonel, we're hitting the road, buddy. Woohoo! Ohio, here we come. Go Bucks. OH! Ohio! Woohoo! See ya, Earl. Well, the adventure has officially began. Oh crap, strainer. I'm gonna hit it head on. Oh, whoa! Oh my gosh! How do I get these situations all the time? Dang it, Colonel. Why are we driving this far to ride a boat?
We're not even down south yet.
No, oh crap! Look out! Daggone it, Colonel. Dang it, Colonel, it's sprinkling. Daggone it! Oh crap! Dang it, Colonel, why can't we find a place like this? Where's the palm trees at? Oh, Colonel's going by. Look at Colonel go! Look at him go! What a glorious day. Dang it, Colonel! We got pizza delivery at the campground. Gosh darn it, man. Every time I turn this on, I about run into something. Daggone it, Colonel. I about lost a $550 camera again.
So Jason, do you know what all the rope swings have in common on the South Carolina River?
I have no idea. I'm gonna guess that I'm too chicken.
None of them have your fingerprints.
It's just about warm enough to take a little ride on the rope swings. And the water temperature is low 50s. There's the swing. Kayaks. There's the Colonel. I'm gonna climb up in that tree.
Yeah! Well, that was good. Backflip, take two. There it is. Oh yeah.
It's so cold. I just hit 2,300 subscribers, Colonel. I'm on your heels, Restless Outdoors. I'm just one disaster away from smoking you, buddy. Woohoo! Woohoo! Hopefully it doesn't happen on the Edisto River. We're gonna pack everything up, head back to Ohio. Really appreciate you coming along and not breaking your ankle. Dang it, Colonel!